morning everyone. My name is Tamha Ahmed and I'm recording my micro lesson for Arizona State University's TESOL through Coursera. My video begins now. Okay class, so today I'm going to be teaching you a part of grammar, basically a grammar tool that can help you construct better sentences and that would help you paint a clear picture or maybe a much more interesting picture. What I'm going to begin with is I will tell you a simple 2 or 3 line story using basic nouns. Let's go with the nouns. What are the nouns? Nouns are the names of people, places, animals, things, absolutely. So anything that's an object, anything that exists and is taking space would be a noun, right? And now whenever we look at a noun, we're like, oh, it's a bed, it's a cat, it's a dog. Let me share a short story with you guys and then I will convert that story using some of the interesting noun phrases and you will be the judge that which story is the better one. As I walked towards the school, I saw a cat. It sat on a mat. And a man came with a bag and put the cat in the bag. Okay. Now the interesting thing with the noun phrases. One fine morning as I walked by my school, I saw a fluffy orange cat. The cat sat on the rough grass and it looked like it was uncomfortable. Then came a huge man. He was dark and built. He had this bag made out of jute rope and he put the fluffy orange cat in the bag. Please be the judges. Tell me which description makes you feel like you can see the story in your mind. So a good writer uses a lot of words to tell their story, to tell what they're thinking so that when a person is reading it, they can imagine those pictures in their mind. Yes. Okay. What I'm going to start with, I'm going to show you some nouns. These are some nouns: slide, beach, rabbit, and friend. Okay, so now I'll be reading a sentence for you and I want you to figure out the nouns in it and then let me know so I can write them on the board. The red dragon flew across the cloudy sky. Where are the nouns? Dragon, okay, good job. And then sky, wonderful. Now moving on to the next word, I want you to find the adjectives from these sentences. So what are adjectives? When you're describing a noun, those would be adjectives, right? Okay. I read the same sentence. For example, this here is paint, but the color is blue. So blue would be our adjective. Good job. We see a place, right? How would you describe this place? Yes, it's scary. It's haunted. Absolutely. Here's a sentence for you. The hungry monster searched the dark cave for some tasty food to eat. Okay, so this sentence is quite interesting, because it's detailed, it has nouns and adjectives. When you spot the nouns first, that will help you identify the adjectives in the sentence. Right, the hungry monster searched the dark cave for some tasty food to eat. Okay, who can tell me the nouns? Okay, good job, monster. Absolutely, cave and food. Good job. Now that these nouns have been identified, you are going to see which word or which adjective describes that noun. The hungry monster. What is the monster being described as? Good job. The monster is being described as hungry. So hungry here is going to be our adjective. Okay. The dark cave. We have a cave. How is this? We have a cave, and how is the being cave? We have a cave, and how is the cave being described? Absolutely, it's being described as dark. Then we have some tasty food. How is the food being described? Absolutely, Michelle, good job. It's being described as tasty. Now, we need to see that a noun phrase is a combination of an article, plus an adjective plus followed by a noun. For some activity here, I will be giving you some space for an adjective that you can think about and a noun. The dash dog. Now this can have multiple options. You can choose as many adjectives as you want to describe the way the dog looks, the dog feels, anything. Your options will be written down on the board in bullet points so we can swap and see how does that change the dog. Okay, go ahead. Good job. The hungry dog. Okay. And then the polite dog. Okay, I think I like it. Dogs are quite friendly and polite, aren't they? What else? Oh, poor baby. The scared dog. And then what else? A weak dog. Okay, so now that I have these 4 adjectives here describing the dog, I will switch and swap these and re-say my noun phrase. The hungry dog. The dog is being described as? Good job, hungry. The polite dog. The dog is being described as polite and it gives you a very clear picture. What kind of picture does it give you about the dog? Hanya, good job, absolutely. It tells you that the dog is approachable, that if you go near that dog, it's not going to bite you. Nice. The next one is scared. The scared dog. The dog is being described as someone who's scared. And it gives you a raw picture of what the dog is feeling. So what comes to your mind when you hear the noun phrase, the scared dog? Right, Zara. I like your perspective, Zara. I really like how you describe the dog being terrified in the past. Maybe an owner was not very kind towards the dog and now the dog has been left scared. And the last one, the weak dog. The weak dog. Tell me, what is it? Article, adjective and noun together will combine and make a noun phrase. Okay. And what does it tell you about the dog itself? It gives you a very clear picture of the dog going through something. You have multiple options that you can guess from. All of the answers can be correct, but I want to hear what you guys think. Okay, absolutely wonderful. The dog feels weak, the weak dog. Maybe the dog is old. Maybe the dog is going through some sort of infection. Maybe the dog is suffering through some sort of illness. Maybe it needs more antibiotics. So all of these come and join together and they tell us how noun phrases combine to give us a more clear picture, something we can enjoy, something we can imagine. I want you to close your eyes. The sky. What did you see? Sky? That's it? I'm going to use noun phrases now. The starry sky, the bright starry sky, the starry sky with a lot of galaxies. Do you see how adding more adjectives in it is making the sentence alive and you get a clear picture and you see something in your mind? Very well. So now a little wrap-up activity that I've planned for you guys is going to be through word wall. I have some cards and I've shuffled them. Let's see what we get.
Train.
Train. There's a noun that says
Train.
train. How many of you can use this noun and turn it into a noun phrase? The noisy train, okay. The rusty train, I like that, good job. What else? The crowded train, yes, absolutely. Let's move on to the next word. Our next word here is door. If you had to describe the door, the plain, old, mundane door, how would you do that? The creaking door. Okay, good. The gigantic door. The metallic door that leads to a castle.